scenes of, what is the behind the scenes of a trendy shoe startup company look like?
Not actually prepared for such instances because this has never happened before.
Exactly does, Comet offer that other companies are not offering? In the future, do you think that, the limited drops that you are doing is, scalable? Can this continue, keep on happening? Because the more limited drops that you do, it starts becoming less limited. Like it starts losing its value, or do you think differently?
India's sneaker culture has not yet started. There is huge demand. People are going to get more crazy about the drops with each drop.
If you had no startup, no job, what exactly would you take away from this entire journey that you have had, that you would carry on for the rest of your life?
Hustle, that is all.
Hello everyone, welcome to the 9th episode of the Arnav Khandray Show. In this episode, we have Mr. Anshu Kumar with us, who worked with Comet as their logistics and customer delight lead. In this podcast, we have discussed the inner workings of a trendy shoe company like Comet, what goes on behind the scenes, what challenges do they face, how do their limited drops work, and how do they keep their customers happy, and much, much more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, sir, what is your job exactly? As the logistics manager and a customer delight lead, what do you do exactly at Comet? And, can you just walk us through your day at Comet?
Okay, so firstly, I'll just briefly tell you about the role. So my role name is Logistic and Customer Delight Lead. So basically, I am responsible for the post-purchase journey of a customer. So anything that goes out from our three facility center, the shoes that get out of the dispatch out of our facility center, and again to the customer, and if they are returning, again shipping it back to the facility center. So the entire logistic is what I lead, and then the customer support. So customer support have both pre-purchase and post-purchase, as we also have escalations regarding inquiries of drop or anything as such. So my day looks like I start my day somewhere at 9:30, 10, reading all the reports and checking what's happened, where are we at right now, if all the dispatches happen, if it is where it is stuck in field delivery or any in transit, something sort of, what is the metric look like, the health of the overall operations. And then we just assign and delegate the daily level task to our team. We have a quick huddle, what are the plans for the day, and then we just execute things up.
Got it. Got it. So, coming to Comet, Comet's strategy is drop based, where you guys do limited
Yeah,
drops by creating hype
yeah,
and then they immediately get, sold out. So, can you just
yeah.
explain how the logistics works, compared to when drops are happening versus when
Mhm.
products that are always, in stock ready to ship? So, can you explain the
Got
logistics
it.
behind this?
Surely, yeah. So, since I handle the last mile of the logistic, so basically, it is a very challenging thing, first of all, for us, because internally also we do not disclose all the things to everyone about the drops and all, because we want to create that hype and that surprise factor for everyone. So,
Correct.
once everything is planned on larger level, so once the products are already there in warehouses, and we announce the date. So, firstly, we try to, there is some concept of early access also. So, let's say there are some early accesses, and we have the dispatch date also mentioned on our website when it will be dispatched, and basis on your PIN code, the estimated date of delivery will be mentioned. So, we call it EDD. So, once the early access has happened, and then the it is available for everyone. Uh, so once it is stocked out, or once the time frame is there, actually all our drops get stocked out just in few minutes, and maximum an hour. So
Correct.
once it is
Correct.
done, we have a regular dispatch times. Every day we do the dispatches basis on the courier partner and the different zones we have to dispatch it to. So sometimes it is happening twice a day, and sometimes it's happening one time a day. Once the dispatches happen, we have to ensure that, since everyone is very much hyped about the to get that drops early, so we just try to connect with all the courier partner, we try to reduce the SLA for every zones, and we try to expedite the overall operation process to get it delivered on time or before time. So that is all basically.
Okay. Got it. So, what is the messy part that that doesn't come up on the Instagram stories, that is not shared via reels or anything? The messy part, the behind the scenes of what is the behind the scenes of a trendy shoe startup company look like?
So yeah, every day is a hustle. Actually, every day we are figuring out, we are having different type of challenges to deal with. So I'll just tell you a short thing about the latest drop that happened. That was Naru drop. So
Correct.
we planned everything. Everything was going good. We had the inventory. Marketing was done right. People was very much excited about it. One day earlier, we already introduced it to our Indranagar store, and when it was online, I guess it was around 6 p.m. Evening, maybe. Uh, or I guess it was a Saturday. I'm just not sure about the exact date. So there was a tech glitch. So since so many people were there on our website to grab it, so in fraction of seconds, it was all over. And in that, our backend got a bit crashed, where we actually sold out those products which we do not have. So let's say we have an inventory of 100, and because of that fraction of seconds which usually take to upgrade,
Yeah.
we actually sold out 110 or 120. So now
Okay.
we didn't have any inventory, because we want to be fair with everyone. So we had discussion with a few of our customer, and we had to like convince them that we are extremely sorry, because of this tech glitch. We are not able to ship you, but we have something for you, some early accesses and some discount coupons that we tried. And that was a very messy part because no one wanted to miss out on Naru. Actually, the communication happened to them that the order is already confirmed, and this is something that creates the chaos and mess
Correct.
for our support team and for the logistic team to handle.
Got it. So, like, I was there. I was actually on the site when I was actually waiting for the drop. A friend of mine wanted
Yeah,
it, so he told me that, can you just be on your phone at 6 o'clock? I got on the
yeah,
phone by 6:01, and it was already sold out. So I guess I was
yes, yes,
unlucky, but
yeah,
I guess yeah, seconds, right? It went off in seconds. So how
correct.
did you guys, what exactly happened? Like when this happened, everyone was like, oh shit, what do we do? What do we do? Or was it like a structured out plan or something like, this is if this has happened, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Some strategies were there,
So
or it was just
you cannot actually prepare for such instances because this has never happened before. This The hype was so much. People are loving the brand so much that we never expected this to happen with our tech. We are also very tech driven organization. We have things in place, but sometimes few things goes out of our hand which we cannot control. But the team is so mature. We handled it very maturely. There was a huddle, there was a discussion that we firstly figured out. We identified the problem, we fixed it instantly, and then we huddled up. We had that discussion how to solve for it, how to actually recognize those people that the order that got executed due to that tech glitch. We figured out everything. Then we had to have that conversation. So basically, everything was figured out later that chaos happened, that event happened. And since the team is so experienced now, the team is so mature now, that we made those plans instantly within like couple of hours, and then we started executing it. So yeah, that was the level of operational challenges that we faced, and we solved it in no time.
correct. So in the same day, you solved the problem itself, and you figured out what could be the problem or solution,
Actually,
etc.
we figured out, we had those plans, and then we because since it was very late, so we started the communication the day after. But yeah, on the same day we identified the problem, we had the solution, and then we started executing it.
Correct. Awesome. So, so coming to your previous, experience, urban company, you worked there and now you're working at a startup. So that was like a huge
Hmm.
company, right? Urban company is a huge company and now it's a Comet.
Yes.
So what changes have you
Yeah.
seen, in both the companies, the cultural shift or, the work hours, the ethics, what exactly have you seen? What changes have you seen, from going to urban company to a Comet?
Cool. So yeah, very few changes actually, because since at Urban Company also, since it is now a 10-year-old company, but the culture there is still that a Series A fund company. Still, at Urban Company, we believe that this is the day zero for UC, and that is where that overall commitment and that operational execution happens, because everyone is always on their foot. Similarly, at Comet, since again it is an early stage company, you do not have to train your mind to believe it. It is actually a early stage company.
Correct.
So everything is just like UC, because at UC also every day we have to face a new challenge. Although few of the structures are now there, few of the processes are already set up, and at Comet we are still discovering it, we are creating it. So there is some differences, but the core of the organization are similar, because the way we operate at UC, maybe you can say 1.5x more enthusiasm and determination you have to put it at Comet. But similarly, in the similar way we operate, we look at things.
Got it. Got it. So, sir, when you came to Comet, officially, when you came to Comet and from Urban
Yeah.
Company, what was like a logistical nightmare that, they weren't solving? They weren't, even noticing. Comet wasn't noticing that you solved for them.
No, yeah. Actually, what I believe, the processes were almost set up. It was more about the visibility, the way we report things up, the way we look at things up. So, since the people who are looking after logistics before me has already had that process set up, the only part which I feel was missing is the execution, for which way they wanted me to be a part of. So we just try to execute things on the basis of what is actually set up, and till now we have not identified there is any gap as such, because we what we believe in is giving the customer delight, that delivering the customer satisfaction. So people before me has already placed things up in such a way that we do not have to go through any such nightmares.
Got it. Got it. So, you talk about the processes. Can you maybe just, break down the process like in just a few words, or, what exactly is the process that you follow and how do you execute it? Just in short, however you can just break it down if that's possible.
Correct. So yeah, if I cover just quickly about the support team. So we have our tool in place through which all the conversations happen. The tickets get assigned to the agents, and we just have to communicate it. There is a business hour time in which the customer comes in. If not, it is handled by a bot which we have. And then afterward, when the agents are available, it gets assigned to the agents if it is required. And then we just solve the ticket. We try to give the resolution at our end. So this is about the overall customer support operation which it looked like. At the logistic end, basically on a daily level, we just look after all the order which are still not delivered, and any order which got cancelled. So there are two functions: any order which are stuck and any order which got cancelled. So any cancelled order, we try to identify what was the reason behind it. If it was it an operational challenge or anything that we are not able to deliver, or if the customer is not willing to, once they have already booked, they are not able to get it delivered. So we try to identify what are the reasons for cancellation, and any stuck order which is there because of any issue, maybe customer led issue, maybe operational led issue, maybe courier partner led issue. We try to understand the problem and quickly try to solve it with interacting with the stakeholder. Let's say we have a mediator, we have a courier partner, we have the customer. So just by mediating through all these three stakeholders, we try to solve for it. So yeah, this is overall in the logistic part.
Got it. So, just a question. Do you guys use Shopify or do you have like your own website and all other functions?
No, no. So we are dependent upon various other tools that we have to use. So yeah, we have Shopify through which all the executions, order execution things happen.
Got it. So, sir, talking about AI in today's day and age, are you guys is Comet using AI? I know it's still in the startup stages, but have you already adopted the use of AI or how is it?
So yeah, internally, every person has to move their operation on AI. The dependency has started happening. So for the basic things like uh, maybe drafting some messages, or maybe drafting some ideas, or working on some idea, maybe we use AI. But as a tool, as a function, we have not adopted AI as such, because the stage we are at, we really want to interact with the customer, and we want the customer also to interact with the real person. Because if we have an AI in between, then there is some robotic thing, then there is a mechanism that you do not connect with. Right. So we don't want our customer to feel as such. We don't want the customers to get automated replies as such. We always try to have the conversation upfront with the customer, understand their problem, and just quickly get it resolved. Uh, there are various AI tools that are coming up. Maybe one day, if we feel like on a scale, maybe we can adopt. But being a very customer obsessed brand, what we feel like. we think that interacting with customer directly give you more insight and you can execute quickly if you compare it with routing it via AI. So this is basically, I gave you an example about the customer support that we use. So we usually keep on getting quotations from different AI bots, channels and these companies to use it in the customer support thing. But currently, we are not exploring that field as of now, but maybe one day.
Got it. Got it. So, coming back to the job part, what is the toughest part of your job, if you had to say?
So, yeah, first part is basically customer. Since we are very much obsessed with customer satisfaction, you must be hearing me repeating it time and again. The toughest thing is to satisfy a customer. Uh, if something goes off in the operations. So basically, you cannot have 100% foolproof operational plan. All the external things that happens, war-like situation also we went through recently. Logistic is very much dependent upon all the external factors also. Also, you have to get it through different courier partners. So customer satisfaction is a challenge that we sometimes face when any of these things goes off. So let's say currently it's a monsoon season and various states are having heavy rains, and due to which we have to get call outs from different courier partners that the operations are paused or something. How you will convince a customer, how you will tell that customer that, and how actually you will solve for it, that's a challenge. So this is the most challenging part, that you have to interact with your customers on a daily level, and that too not on a very low volume but with a large volume. The volume we are currently at is a good handsome volume of which I feel. Again, there is we have just started. The scope is sky is the limit, but with the volume that we have and the team size we have, it is a challenge to make your customer understand about the problem and to solve for it. It is not only about communicating the problem; it is also about how will you solve for it. So, how will you have a discussion with the courier to get that the shipment delivered, regardless of any ops trains that you have. So, this is the toughest one.
Got it. Got it. So, so you understanding the customer's behavior. You understanding the customer how they want the product to be, etc., and fulfill those demands. So, what exactly have you learned, about the customers at who want to buy these trendy shoes that that others like Nike or Adidas, they haven't still figured that out. Something like that.
Here, what I believe, customers value about their money. Like any penny spent, they want to get the value out of it. What value you are giving is what anyone expect you to deliver. So Indian consumer is like, if you are committing certain things, you just have to fulfill it. Do not overcommit and underdeliver. Maybe you can maybe you can undercommit and overdeliver. That can be done, but don't overcommit and then underdeliver. Then that is where all the customer you will start seeing a dip in customer satisfaction score. So what we feel is every Indian consumer also understands certain level of things, but they have key. If I am paying you certain amount, I want the full value out of it. So Indian consumers are very like, it is just like a scale. I give you this much, I want this much. Maybe I want to maximize the output. Also, if I'm giving you, let's say 100, I would expect you giving me value of 200, but nothing less than 100. So yeah.
Got it. Got it. So, sir, how exactly do you do this? What exactly does, Comet offer that other companies are not offering?
Here again, I will come back to that point, that brand being a customer obsessed. So basically, we don't feel that at our organization there is a phrase, if you must have heard, like this much to chalta hai. We are not that brand. Chalta hai approach we do not follow. We follow is like how to get things done. If we have committed, like we try to move our needle towards perfection. We want to bridge that gap, like how well perfect thing we can deliver. So that is overall which I guess differentiate us from any other brand. Because if you see in logistics also, in any part of your operation, if you have that mindset ki yaar, this much to chalta hai. Let's say you are saying I will deliver 100% and you are already there at 98% and you missed out on 2% and you feel like yaar chalo I have covered the major part, it's just about 2%. But we at Comet always want to explore like why did we miss on 2%? Why were we not able to deliver at 100%? Chalta hai, no. Like 2% customer are also waiting for things to get delivered. Let's try to close it. Let's try to solve for it. So this is what I guess differentiate us from other brand. And again, like if you are a customer obsessed brand, you will gain trust of your customer. Like customer will be your fans at the end of the day.
So, you said perfectly, customer trust is very important. But, sir, with limited drops, not everyone, not every customer is going to get the product, just like, mentioned in the Naru case. They didn't get the product. So, how do you maintain this, customer loyalty and trust so that, they keep coming back to, Comet? How do you ensure that?
So yeah, it is more about delivering what you said. Uh, you have to be fair with your audience. You have to be fair with your customers. Before a drop, we always, let's say, we tell people that it's a limited drop. It will be of this much stock, first come, first serve basis, right? So if you have already communicated that thing, then there is a hype also. Like I want to grab it because the design is so much appealing, because the product is so much comfy. I want to have it. But if I do not have it, I know why I didn't have it, because I was not able to get in that period of time, or maybe there are more people liking it. So basically, sometimes also scarcity excites people, right? So that is actually helping us a lot, what I feel.
Got it.
So people actually have that trust. Like let's chalo, if not this one, maybe the next one. If not this one, maybe the next one. I know actually a few of our customer who have all the drops, right?
Correct.
All the drop that has happened at Comet, they have everything. So yeah.
Okay. So, sir, in the future, do you think that the limited drops that you are doing is scalable? Can this continue, keep on happening? Because the more limited drops that you do, it starts becoming less limited. Like it starts losing its value, or do you think differently? Like with every new addition, more limitedness, more scarcity. How do you see this scaling in the future?
Correct. So Arnav, yeah, what I feel, India's sneaker culture has not yet started. Uh, like it is, we are again at standing at a starting point. What I believe, there is huge demand. Uh, the TAM is very huge. So in the recent time, I don't feel like this drop will even create, because as we were discussing, there are always people who are left behind of any drop. And also design is immense. What I feel like, whatever I know, they're cooking, what's cooking in the kitchen, people are going to get more crazy about the drops with each drop. The plans we have, the collaborations that are there with different artists, different brands. So people are going to get more crazy. It depends on the design actually. Every design that comes out of Comet is very, very well researched, very, very well curated. Every element gets into it, the packaging of it, everything. We put in our heart and soul in creating one product, and maybe keeping it on shelf. Ki, no, yaar, we are not ready for this. So before every drop launch, we might have worked on like even 10 or 20s of other designs, and out of those only, let's say, one thing goes out. It is just like a musician creating an album of, let's say, 8 to 10 songs, and he is working on almost 30 songs, and out of all those 30 songs he gets out only 10 songs, which is the best. And in that 10 songs he puts his heart and out, and the overall story, the packaging, the marketing, the branding, everything. So what I feel, with all the next drops that are going to happen, people are going to get more crazy about it, more excited about it, and I don't think it is a limitation in any recent years.
Got it. Got it. So, sir, startups require more than 100% of, every individual to make it happen, to make it work. So, have you ever undertaken tasks which are, not in your job description, but you've still done it and, you've succeeded in those tasks?
Exactly, that is what startup means. That is what a person who like made a decision that I have to work with startup is bound to give more than 100%. Uh, the question about the task, I guess I have been doing all the tasks that was not in my job description actually. I was one time looking after the pantry of the office, doing all the administration work, sometime doing the HR thing, sometime hiring for different domains also. So at startup with a very limited team, you have to take things up, you have to own things up. It is like a founder, everyone have to be with that founder mindset. If you are not, like, when you start things up, you are a one man army. You have to handle the finance, you have to handle the operation, you have to handle the marketing, everything a person have to do. Similarly, the team also, if they have that founder mindset, they will start taking things up on their own as well. So startups role are not limited only till JD. So when I also hire people, ask me for JD, and I just say them there is no JD. If you trust the brand, if you think what we are doing is right, there is, again, there is some part and which is well curated, which is well structured, but again, you can be doing different multiple things which is not mentioned in your JD, and if you are up for it, then you can come.
Correct, correct. So, sir, coming to the founders, you mentioned that here the founder is your friend also. What is their attitude like? Are they always, just thinking and, just visioning, envisioning what is the next design? How can we do this? Or are they, managing stuff, left, right, and center? How are the founders?
Both the founders are very crazy human being, a person you would love to work with, uh, giving you such challenges which will shape your way that you look at things. A very great experience. And so what I love about them, that firstly, they both are very good human being at the core, and the next thing, they are very great, always excited about doing things. They are very positive people. They are always optimistic. They are always there to help you out if you are stuck in some situation. So both these founders come from different experience, and what I feel, that they are the core of the business. Like, they have to be the pillar of the, exactly, actually the root of the tree they are building. So they are the roots.
Got it, got it. Podcast that I did, he was also, a startup founder and he's done a lot of startup jobs. So he said that, the founders are kind of visionaries. They think in various, in outlandish terms as well. And we have to be the
Correct.
realists who, who bridge the gap between that, what is, just a vision versus what that can be, done and executed. So have you
Very well
ever,
said.
said no to a founder's idea because, it's just not possible logistically or operationally? Or have you just found some ideas which are just very outlandish?
Uh, so it's still like it's almost 3 to 4 months at Comet for me. And what I feel, that I have not encountered any such instances as of now to which I have to say no. Uh, but maybe in future, like if it is required and if it is something which is not doable, what I feel, they are open to discuss. They are open to learn things up and understand the issues. So I don't think there would be any problem, and which cannot be done. Sometime at a case level, what I feel, the expectation is to satisfy everyone in every case, where we have some differences, where there are some limitations logistically and on a like business level, that we cannot satisfy every person's need and requirement. So maybe yes, I have encountered some issues as such on a very minute case level, but not so largely.
Got it. Got it. So, so what is that one thing or more than one things that you like or dislike about, working at a fast scaling startup like Comet?
Sure. The thing that I like is all about the learning. You learn immense level of things. What you learn in a very corporate structure in maybe 4 years, 5 years, you will learn those things maybe in a month, right? And anyone who is willing to have something of their own and some time later should always work with startup. Like, since you know that I tried doing two of my own things at very early time, and then later I realized that I need to learn more about the organizational framework and how things operate. So working at startups clear all those clutter in your mind, clear answers all those curious questions that you have in your mind. What you don't like about startup is like uh, basically work life balance, major. it not only you have to suffer, but sometimes it the family also have to give the toll. The loved ones also have to pay the toll of it, because it is such a fast paced thing. You do not get ample amount of time to give to your family, and which I think is fair in your starting career. If you are at a very early level, that is what you need to do. That is what you are building something for. Later in the half, when things are going good, you can give ample amount of time, but yeah, you will have to negotiate things. Like you have to discuss things. If you are going to join a fast paced startup, you will have to discuss things in detail with your family and your friends, that this is what you will have to compromise on.
Got it. So, sir, what is that one thing that you've learned from Comet? In a startup that is, just a fast scaling startup. What is that one thing you've learned about logistics that you're going to take for the rest of your life?
So yeah, in that sense, because logistic in itself was very new for me.
Acha,
Uh,
okay.
so I have learned all the operational thing about logistic, but taking away for a life, what I feel is like there is always a solution to a problem, which is again, like, it is a common thing. But when you start working in logistic, and when you start working at a fast paced startup, you always, on a daily level, you have to face a new challenge, and you have to solve for it. There is a solution. Maybe you are not able to identify, or you are not able to get through it. You will have to discuss it. You will have to be open about things. So being honest, and having a positive mindset, that if you are stuck somewhere, there is a way. Maybe you are not able to figure it out right now, but with time or interacting with the right set of people, you will eventually get through it. So this is what I have learned from not only Comet, but in working at both the organization, be it Urban Company and be it Comet. This is what I have learned. And one thing that I believe is like, being positive is the key for everything. If you are optimistic and positive about things, you will eventually succeed in all your avenues.
Got it. So, my next question, sir, may be a bit difficult to answer for you. But, what is the salary of, someone who's working at a startup versus someone who's working, at a company? So, if you can, could you at least tell me a range or something, or maybe something that you earn a number? So, that would be, enlightening to the viewers as well.
Correct. So, Arnav, what I feel is like, it depends upon the role and the position that you are at. So, if it is a very entry level role, it would be somewhere around, depending again upon the role, like marketing, operation, different domains have different ranges and all. Again, also it depends upon the capability. Uh, I've worked with two of the startup at Urban Company also. At the entry level, they give chances to the freshers also. But at one place where many of the companies are exploiting people in the name of, like, you're working with a brand, we will give you an experience letter. Startups offer you a stipend, right? So what I feel, startups are always fair to the people they hire. And it is not about only about salary. If you are joining a startup, it is also about a wealth creation. Uh, if you are going to play a longer period of time, if you are playing for a longer period of time, because maybe today you feel like, I am earning low, and with having a good handsome amount of ESOPs, eventually you will feel like in maybe 3 4 years, you will feel that you are not actually underpaid, right? So I feel like it depends. Like, it is very dynamic in nature. I cannot say exact value of it, but the value is immense in a longer period of time working at startup, in comparison to working at a good level of MNCs or corporate.
Got it. Got it. So moving to a logistics part, where we I understand how logistics are happening and the secrets of logistics. So what is exactly the benefit or benefits of having a good logistics?
Yeah, it is, I guess, the very key aspect of your business, because maybe you can build a good product which is PMF for you. Maybe you are able to market it exceptionally. You are able to packet it exceptionally. But if things break in logistic, you will never ever get those customers back, right? So logistic is key for your revenue. If anything goes off in logistic, it is going to hit you hard on revenue. On your, it will not in a positive sense at your PNL, right? So logistic is a key factor contributing towards your revenue, because it is the last thing that you have to do to get it delivered. I'm specifically talking about the last mile of it. Logistic does not only include last mile; it also includes the first mile, where from things you procure and everything. But if I limit myself to last mile, it is the last thing that you have to do right to get your revenue right, to get your customers having the trust on you. If things goes off, you will lose the trust of your customer, you will lose revenue and everything. The entire like castle that you have built for cards, if one piece of it logistic gets out, entire things will get vanished.
Got it. So, you said that, it's the last mile, but it is very important. So, most of the startups, they tend to ignore the last part, the logistics part, until it's too late, and the house of cards
Yeah,
has fallen down. But
yeah.
so what are these startups, getting completely wrong? Is it that they should be focusing on logistics from day one, or how should they be moving forward?
Sure, what I feel, like early stage startup try to reduce their cost as much as they can. Uh,
Correct.
but there is certain things where you cannot compromise on, and logistic is one of those. If you see like partnering with a brand in terms of logistic, partnering with a courier partner which does not have so much good trust and good performance, but at a lower cost, if you partner with them, eventually you are going to lose your customers trust, right? So you cannot compromise on your costs and have a poor rated courier partner to handle your logistic. And this is what I feel where few of the uh, companies and startups are failing. uh, you will have to have multiple channels, you will have to partner with different vendors, you will have to get into detail of things, which courier is good at which zones, which courier have the serviceability entirely. So every courier partner have their limitation in serviceability. So you will have to understand what is your, where is your customer based out of. If it is distributed pan India, then you will have to ensure that your serviceability is entire India. If you think your customer is limited to a certain city, then you can play around it, then you can play around the speed of delivery, then you can play around different aspect of logistic. But you will have to have multiple ways to handle your logistic. You cannot dependent upon one courier partner at a normal nominal price range just to ensure that maybe things goes right. You will have to be obsessed for it on day one. You will have to invest before even you start marketing. You will have to get things right before you communicate about your product to your end customer. You will have to set things right.
Got it. Great. So, sir, coming to the secrets of logistics, are there any tips or secrets that, not many, logistics employees or logistics managers know about, but, you figured something out that not others have? Is there something like that?
Yeah, what I have, like, again, it is I am not the person who have a like vast experience in this field, but what I have learned recently is that people at a certain point of time, they depend upon the numbers and the data, and sometimes it does not give you the right answers to your questions. You will have to speak to the end customer. Like if every day you start speaking or even listening what your team is having conversation with the end customer, maybe 5 or 10, you will get an idea like where things are going wrong, what is not working for you. So what I feel, this is not a secret, but this is a thing that most people ignore because people don't like to get their hands dirty. People don't want to interact with the customer in maybe a fear of something, but interacting with your own customer will give you insight that sometimes data cannot. So this is what I feel is helping me out, which we have discovered.
Got it. So, sir, if you had the option of, putting a sticky note, the yellow sticky note, on every founder's laptop, before they scale logistics, what would it say? Just one or two sentences. What would that sticky note say?
That would say that keep on checking. Like I'll just put it like I have to interact with 5 customers on a daily. That would be a task list. Maybe I interacted 5 customers today. Done. Every day you have to speak to 5 customers.
Okay. So the note would
Yes,
say speak to 5 customers every day.
every day.
Okay, okay, got it, sir. So, now coming to customer delight, which is, another part of your job,
Yeah,
and, where Comet actually focuses very, very much on. So, what does
yeah.
customer delight mean, and how exactly, does Comet fulfill customer delight?
So it is the entire support system through which your customer interact to the brand. One aspect of brand communication uh, is the customer delight team that is there. So we have currently a WhatsApp based communication that happens. So at Comet, since beginning I've been repeating this. Customer delight is a thing. Basically, we are customer obsessed people. We want our customers to be our fans actually, not only our customer, because the product that we are selling have to have that fan thing. So at Comet, every conversation, every customer, we want that they get the right experience, the right value of their each penny. If may not be a penny, but whatever their expectations are, we try to address to it. Be it about any drop inquiry, or be it about any let's say uh, any inquiry as such, like let's say partnership inquiry, or be it about their order tracking, be it about their feedbacks. We try to read everything. uh, we have a good amount of agents working in customer support. Every day we try to get all the inquiry count to be zero, that no one is unheard. Every ticket that get assigned to our agents, we try to get them resolved as soon as possible. Maybe in couple of seconds, or maybe in a minute, or in some cases maybe an hour, but nothing beyond one day. We try to get it closed the same day. This is what we do. We try to communicate in a very cool way, not a very robotic tone. If there is something, that is what we want to be like. Our brand communication not should not be very dull and very monotonous. We want it to be very fun. Like people should love interacting with Comet support executives. So yeah, this is what we are doing, right?
Got it. So, sir, when you talk about customer delight for Indian customers, which is a very difficult category to satisfy, as you, previously
Yeah,
mentioned also.
yeah,
So, what exactly is, what meaningful shift? So, for example, let's say there is a trend happening. Let's say Naruto, an anime has gone viral. So, let's say you did a Naru drop. Okay, now that is in line with the trend. So how do you distinguish between what is just a trend that is going to fade away in the next month versus what's actually a shift in the customer mindset? How do you differentiate this and how do you identify this?
I guess it comes with experience interacting with the customers themselves. Trend is something you can capture some insights from data, something early signs you can see. But when you interact with almost hundreds of customers on a daily level, let's say 700, 800 interactions happening on a daily level, that gives you much more insight than any data will ever give you, right? After interaction, again, like how do you translate it into data is also one aspect to it. But if you are interacting with your customer on a daily level, and through that only you will get to know what they are expecting, how is things going out, and what are the different mindset. Like I'll give you an example. So in today's way where quick commerce is now a thing, in tier 2, tier 3 cities also, you order thing right now and you get the product delivered in maybe 10-15 minutes.
Correct.
But how will you able to understand your customer that currently we are not at any marketplace, so things take time to get it delivered. So have to have patience, right? So these are some things that you have to understand, and you may have to tell your customers about beforehand only, and from there only their expectations start building up, and then you fulfill things up, right? So if you communicate better, then only you will be able to understand and win the trust of your customers.
Got it. So, sir, if let's say tomorrow there was, no startup, if you had no startup, no job, what exactly would you take away from this entire journey that you have had that you would carry on for the rest of your life?
Hustle, that is all. You will have to hustle. The day you stop hustling, you start settling down, your growth stop. So it also depends upon person to person. So I am a growth mindset person. I always try to grow every day. So for every day, you will have to keep on doing hustle. You will have to be consistent with hustling. You cannot say like now I want to take a break and I in that break you will expect a growth. It will never happen. So if there is no startup, if there is no job, I will not stop hustling. I will explore new different things to do. But that is a key takeaway from my journey till now.
Got it. So, so this is the last question from my side, and that question is the logistics and customer delight industry still worth getting into? The career, is it still worth getting into?
This is the right time a person should get into, because uh, India is at the center of world economy. Things are turning around things very rapidly. Various new brands are building, various new startups are happening, and setting up the right logistic operation is a key thing. And again, having a right customer support thing is a key thing. Although both of the domains might sound very boring, but it is quite a lot exciting if you are doing it in a right way.
Got it. Got it. So thank you so much, sir, for being here and doing
Thanks,
this.
Simon.
I've learned a lot about logistics, customer delight, and of course Comet as well. And I'm sure the viewers have learned it as well. So yeah, thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Arnav, for having me. It was really a pleasure having this session.
Thank you. Thank you.